ClaretsTV speaking to Chelmsford City manager Robbie Simpson after the draw here against Weston. Robbie, a frustrating end to that one.
It was. Yeah, it's always gutting when you're winning and concede a late goal to take points away from you. So it's a real gut-wrenching feeling right now. And I guess you could argue on the balance of the game that a point was probably a fair result, even though the game panned out how we probably expected it and indeed wanted it to at times. You know, we know how good they are, first and foremost. They're a very good footballing team, and we wanted them to have the ball for them to be out of shape, and backed ourselves that their rotations and misshape, if whatnot, didn't work in their favour, it worked in ours. And I think it was a bit of a stalemate. At times they looked really good without maybe that threat, and I felt the threat probably from them was when the ball got cleared and it was a long shot from them. I can't remember really them cutting us open as such, other than maybe the offside goal, but then we had a good line. So we wanted them to have the ball and get out of shape and nick it to then break quickly and score, which is what happened for our first goal. Almost happened prior to both probably game plans worked in a sense, and you could argue that a point was a fair result in that sense, but it's gutting for us because we were the team in the lead that should have put the game to bed, and when you don't put the game to bed, you always leave the door open for a team that's bright until the final whistle. When it was a quick free kick, they were bright. We didn't react smart enough or quick enough to it, which allowed the guy to have room at the edge of the box to have a controlled shot rather than maybe a rushed shot. And you know, Henry and Cam both say there's no way the whole ball was over the whole of the line, and they're the two closest to it. So I feel aggrieved, and how the lines, if they're saying that, I don't know how the linesman can give it, to be honest with you. But listen, they've hit the post a couple of times, which could have easily gone in. So look, we're probably walking away thinking a point's a fair result, but we're obviously the more disappointed, having had the lead and really should have put the game to bed.
And I suppose we talked about last Monday, the penalty was the difference, and it's today as well with Callum Jones. It's doing ever so well in his all-round game, but it's not having the luck in front of goal.
Yeah, it's just it didn't go for him tonight. You know, it didn't go for him. He worked his socks off for the team, did exactly what we wanted to do. He was fouled all night. I don't think there was a moment where they didn't have hold of his shirt. So it was a real bruising performance from him that enabled us to break quickly at times and how we wanted to. But yeah, it just didn't go for him tonight. It didn't go for a couple of us actually. There was multiple people at multiple times that you think, how have we not scored? Probably should have had 3 or 4 tonight, really. So yeah, I don't think the penalty is necessarily the pivotal moment, but it certainly at that moment I think would have perhaps dampened their spirits. But instead it probably lifted them a little bit. But it's not just down to that one moment. We had multiple opportunities after that to put the game to bed and didn't.
I suppose the majority of the game was pretty good from us, so nothing much wrong with the performance, just unlucky at both ends tonight, and move on to Saturday. Yeah,
it was okay. I wouldn't say it was a great performance from us or even a good performance from us. It was a disciplined performance where we did okay, and at moments broke quickly and looked really threatening, but they had their moments. I'd say that they're probably pleased with their all-round performance as well. So let's say in that sense there's a bit of a stalemate of how the game went, and they probably wanted it to look how it did at times, and we did at the same time, even though yeah, the two different opinions there. So it's a tough one. It's a tough one to take, but we're not too downhearted at all, and we'll soon put this to bed mentally and get to work on Thursday ready for Havant.
Yeah, and Saturday we've got a couple of games coming up against sort of teams down the other end of the table, but those games are as tough as the ones in the teams at the top.
Of course, you know, I think everybody's mentioned how strong this league is from top to bottom, and you got to be at your game no matter who you're playing, and haven't certainly probably the epitome of that. On paper they've got a team that could be fighting for the championship, to be honest with you. They've beaten Yeovil at home. It shows on their day they beat the very best in this league, so we'll be expecting that from them, and we'll be doing all we can to try and get 3 points away from home again.
Okay, unlucky tonight, so we'll move on to Saturday.
Thank you.